I
Come over
know,
here.
but I'm just
Come over
sitting
here
and
for a little
going,
bit. We start talking, and the next thing you know, it's you beautiful tubers. How are y'all doing? Look who I bring here. I bring beautiful women. I don't know how I pull it off, but I'll tell you what, my grandfather would be proud. So everybody, you know, Caitlin Comments, the star of Friday Night Live. And
let's not go that far.
those of you that remember will remember my dear friend Rubia. She's an early YouTuber. When I say early YouTuber, well, you met me early on in my career.
No, I don't. No? I don't YouTube. Don't go to my channel. I do not stream. I am not a YouTuber. No. I'm a chatter.
No, not that. You're just you're a chatter.
I'm a chatter.
And she was early on, little expert. Hey, have you seen Little Expert, Rubia?
No.
Have you seen? Oh, look at this. Look, it's Lego Me.
Oh my God.
You see that?
Okay, that's
I had no idea where he was going with that.
I was a little worried about where he was going with that, and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think that's where he was going to go.
Oh, come on. He looks just like me. Where do you want to focus? Come on,
I was going to say, where's White Rabbit? She needs to join.
No, don't say her name. Don't say her name. She's fine. She's doing what she needs to be doing. She's not going to come in here. There's no super scaring. There's no but yeah, here's a little Lego Me.
I love White Rabbit.
Yeah, she is great. She is.
Sorry, but
you've always said oh, there she is.
Team White Rabbit.
Speak of the devil, and she will appear. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And oh, hey, Texas Jen's here. Nurse TT, Bad Duck, Miami Spice,
Jen,
Sylvia, Rose, guys. I'm gonna usually I start the hey Melissa Joy. I start these off now and try to say hi. Oh wait, I do have to say hi real quick to our friend Janice because she's a University of Tennessee fan. The University of Tennessee just won the baseball national championship. So
that's pretty cool.
It was fun. We went down Tuesday night for the parade downtown Knoxville. And so it was a good time. It's because White Rabbit and
in that parade.
Did you see me in the parade? Hey, Tinkerlip. No. Well, I do. I've got film. You. I got a lot of video to upload. So, and hey, look right here. Lady Tammy says the exact same thing that Rubia said to me earlier. Thank you for saving me from the debate.
What debate?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. I thought my idea of a debate was going to be awesome.
She wanted to debate waffles versus pancakes.
We can have a debate here. Well, and I will play. I will take the unpopular position of I was disappointed in Alan Jackson, and then everybody else can be against me, and I will try to dig my way out of the ditch.
So everybody, we all got together about 5 minutes ago, and I didn't realize that Kayla had not met Rubia. And isn't that weird? You have friends that you've known for a long time, but your friends haven't ever collaborated together. But anyway, so we were talking, and Rubia let out the bombshell that and it's a bombshell because so many people are excited about Alan Jackson. He's the attorney for Karen Reed. They think that he did a good job. And I've been sitting kind of quiet. I haven't been watching the trial, but you guys know I have my own opinion and then Ruby came in and she said a lot of the things that I was thinking. And I was like, oh, very excited. And Caitlin has just mind melt. So everything's going to come back together right here for you guys. And I want to say that Rubia, I didn't realize that she was a real expert, not just a phony one on YouTube. But she's a real expert in the type of injuries that John O'Keefe suffered. And I found out because Valhalla told me. By the way, he thinks he knows you from like way back.
Valhalla?
Yeah, it's the craziest thing. I'm like, I don't think you know Rubio.
YouTube way back, or real world way back,
or like centuries ago, different pastime way back when he was.
Because I remember from Valhalla. Remember how I got into YouTube is when I was really, really sick, and I was post surgery and I was not doing very well. And I was watching the big channels on the Det v. Heard trial. But my son told me, Mommy, you really shouldn't like go into like real YouTube because I don't think you'd be able to handle it. And so I was just
challenge accepted.
Like the Emily D. Baker, like the really large ones. And then I got into the Madcore chat, and they were doing a small little trial, and I met Grimsbar.
Grimmy, I love Grimmy.
And we had the most fun ripping that case apart. I mean, it was just the two of us going back and forth and back and forth. And then that's how, but I remember Valhalla from those days.
Could total
I didn't know Valhalla was around back then.
He's been around for a long time collecting.
You didn't know Grimsbar? Everybody knows Grimsbar.
No, Grimsbar I know, but I thought you said Valhalla.
I should probably like message Grimmy and say, you're never going to believe my ass went on film again. Because I always say I'll never do it again.
Never say never.
I don't like it.
So Shane just reminded me that I talked earlier in the week about tonight doing a paranormal stream. And unfortunately for everything, this whole Karen Reed stuff, for those of y'all that don't know, I left the house. The White Rabbit, she texts me and goes, oh my gosh, they're coming back in the courthouse. I don't know what's happening. So here I am. I got the dogs. I'm trying to hit the YouTube button, and it pops up, and I hear Broken Baker go, no, I don't want you to leave. And it was the judge saying, the jury would like to leave for today, so we're going to call it at 3:30. And so then everything kind of changed because I was like, wait a second. We don't get this opportunity very often. And I just felt like all the stars lined up. And I'm very thankful that Rubio's here tonight. Thank you so much, Rubio. Besides, if I introduce you as just a really kick-ass attorney, where do you go from there? You want to introduce yourself a little bit better, a little bit more debonairish?
Yes, I am old AF. I've been an attorney for 31 years. I've specialized in medical malpractice for the last 20 years. I've been national counsel for a large company that handled EMS, so ambulances, as well as physicians. I've tried cases in 43 states, predominantly in the medical malpractice and EMS field. But we also, on the EMS side, obviously, can run into some vehicular accidents. Also, a lot of the cases that I tried, predominantly emergency medicine was the biggest, but we also did intensivists, the doctors that work in your ICU. I've represented neurologists, neurosurgeons, orthopedic surgeons, trauma surgeons, a lot of trauma surgery, radiologists, anesthesiology, and one hand surgeon. And that was a hard case. Hand surgery is tough. But that's what I do. I am not a YouTuber. Do not join my channel because I'm getting almost upset because I used to have one person and I felt like kind of proud of that. And it's up to like 22 and I'm never going to stream on it. And I like having the number be really low because it seems kind of cool. So if you did unsub and, Texas Jen and Miami Spice and White Rabbit, don't be putting that crap in there. You did that to me. And that's how I got my number up. And so try to keep it low.
So two things with all that is one, I don't want you to YouTube. I don't want you over there because I want you to keep coming back over here. I like it.
Yeah, I would rather support other people's channels from time to time. And it's just not, when you're Okay, I'm not going to say anything disparaging. I'm going to stop at that.
Okay, well then how about this? Let me say real quickly, everything you said, you have a very, very impressive resume. And we've talked about this before, and I'm always in awe that you spend your time talking to me. I'm like, I'm just a goofball. But the stuff that Rubio's talking about, if you go back, it's so hard to get into that field because it's like you almost like you get out of law school and like you have to learn then it's like your residency in a hospital because there's so many things you have to learn. There's the words, how the human body works, everything like that. It's an amazing accomplishment to achieve all you've achieved. So I would do vouch for her. She would be the expert on this field.
I mean, there's some of it. I'm not a criminal lawyer, and so I do have my criticisms of Alan Jackson in both of what experts he did not have and how he chose to present the experts that he did have, but predominantly in his closing statements, just from how we do it. But I know one of the things you wanted to get into is what happened to John O'Keefe, and I have a little bit of an edge, and I did. And like when I did it with Broken Baker, I had listened to it just once. I wasn't able to like really take down what happened. I got it a lot more concrete down, and I do know what he died from, and I feel that the defense could have done a much, much, much better job making that clear.
I want to bring up something you said right before we started. You're talking about beyond a reasonable doubt,
right?
That standard, and you said you felt like Alan Jackson did not drive that in enough. Do you think that? I don't know. Do you think on the medical side, like the part that you know so much, do you think that there is a lot of doubt that is presented there that wasn't touched upon?
I think it's concrete evidence that wasn't touched upon. And, my criticism on reasonable doubt is Alan Jackson, in my opinion, wanted to sell his Netflix story or wherever they're going to, push the film. And so he needed to have the story, and it had to be the whole conspiracy, and it had to be tied together. And I really expected him that by the time he got to closing, he would have knocked that crap off and gone to each and every piece that in and of itself is reasonable doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, if you watched the videos and saw that Karen didn't ever seem to be actually drinking those drinks, and she certainly didn't appear drunk, that is reasonable doubt. That is all you need. You do not need to believe. We believe that we have the story of what happened. You do not need to believe it. If you believe that the missing video on the neighbor's Ring camera just happened to be at the exact time of the supposed accident, and that's really suspicious, that in and of itself, that is reasonable doubt. If Higgins' car was there on the street and it would have been in the way and you couldn't have possibly gone back, that in and of itself makes the accident not possible. That is reasonable doubt. If, the pieces of the missing taillight are located in funny and curious places, like in front of the, the little fire hydrant, but then the body's behind the fire hydrant. How did that happen? If it goes in a linear line, like Trooper says, well, then you know what? That can't happen. You now have reasonable doubt. If you think key and ignition cycles are missing, because they are, then that 24 mile per hour ramming backwards, that's reasonable doubt. You have a doubt that is reasonable. If you think that the timeline doesn't show that the Commonwealth makes any sense, because we know darn well Karen Reed was home before the accident occurred. That is reasonable doubt. If you find it interesting that the Lexus data all of a sudden just doesn't have dates and times when it always has dates and times with it, you now have more reasonable doubt. You know, his phone shows that it took steps after we know for a fact that Karen Reed was back home. He went upstairs. If you guys are aware of how those goes, because I wished I could fake it, because I have contests with my family on how many steps and how many stairs we're going to do, like when we go to Europe. And I've tried everything in my power to fake that data, and you cannot fake stairs. I can tell you that. Then you now have reasonable doubt. If you think Trooper
John O'Keefe's phone isn't doing the same steps as Karen Reed's phone at the exact same time when they're going up and down hills, that's reasonable doubt.
That is reasonable doubt. You know, if you believe Trooper, what is this? Trooper Paul's little community college in justice and his 120 hours that he can't name basic concepts of physics that you have to know, then you have reasonable doubt, especially if you believe the two people that came in who were not paid, who did not get any money, who were non-biased, being retained by, and I would have been snarky, probably would have gotten yanked by the judge for it, saying by the outside agency, then you, ladies and gentlemen, have reasonable doubt. If you believe it's suspicious that the police jumped to a conclusion really, really, really fast, then you have reasonable doubt of why they might want to plant evidence. Because why would they want to? Because dumb Bunny Proctor may not have been in on anything. You don't have to believe us that he was, but he may have been told that it was Karen and he wanted to prove it and he knew he had no evidence. So he did what he needed to do. Then you now have reasonable doubt. If you believe that it looks like dog bites and the dog bite expert, you have reasonable doubt. And you have reasonable doubt on all of these issues. You don't have to believe any of our conspiracy. We don't know who killed him. We will never know who killed him because the police didn't do an investigation. And the fact that the police didn't do an investigation is also reasonable doubt. How many times did he mention reasonable doubt? Yeah, it's not what he was doing. He wants to sell his movie. And I have a problem with that because I think that she deserved to have it broken down. You don't have to believe all of it. But I would like to come here today and make you believe in the medicine, which is why I agreed to come on, because I hate streaming.
Do you think that they would have been better off not even trying to put forward their own narrative, but just one by one pulling apart each little thing that the Commonwealth had presented?